heavens, spring has officially arrived. If you're looking to take a relaxing stroll through a beautiful setting, we've got just the place for you, and it's absolutely free. In tonight's One Tank Trip, Carolina Impact's Jason Terzis takes us to UNC Charlotte's Botanical Gardens.
You may not think of this time of year for its bursts of color, but a peek inside the UNC Charlotte Botanical Gardens will show there's plenty of color to go around. The orchid room in the garden's greenhouse is popping with color pretty much any time of year. Orange, purple, white, red, yellow, with all sorts of interesting and unique combinations.
Here in Charlotte, we don't have a lot of public botanical gardens, surprisingly. Daniel Stowe Botanical Gardens is wonderful in Belmont. There's a small garden downtown Winghaven, but this is really Charlotte's public garden.
The Botanical Garden celebrates its 50th anniversary this year. When it opened in 1966, it was the brainchild of a biology professor who wanted a living classroom. It also serves as the final resting place of Bonnie Cohn, the founder of the university. Comprising 10 acres outside and a 4,500 square foot greenhouse inside, the gardens showcase exotic plants from around the world.
This garden is a place that brings plants to people. That's its whole goal, to help people learn about and appreciate the plant materials that they experience in everyday life.
Tucked into the middle of campus, the gardens are free to students and the public. The greenhouse features all kinds of plants: tropical, desert, succulent, and even edible ones.
We have ground pepper plant here, we have vanilla, we have chocolate, we have coffee here. You can see what all of these plants look like in their native environments, and they are pretty awesome.
One of the biggest draws of the gardens is the orchid room. John Denty is greenhouse manager, but around here he's known as the Orchid Man. He's been nurturing these plants for nearly 20 years.
There are over 30,000 known species of orchids and 300,000+ crosses and hybrids. It's pretty amazing. The orchid family is the largest plant family in the world.
Unlike most household plants, orchids are not meant to be grown in planters. Here, John has the roots either flowing free or embedded into the bark of a tree to recreate what it's like in the rainforest.
The idea was to show that orchids don't normally come up out of the ground. They are epiphytes, which means they live on a tree, and they don't derive any nutrition from the tree. They're just using the tree as a platform to be up off the forest floor.
While the orchid room has pops of color, the crown jewel of the gardens is the Titan arum. Known as the big stinky plant, it blooms just once every 10 to 12 years and peaks for just 3 days. This one's named Bella. It bloomed last summer, attracting lots of visitors.
And these are live berries with live seed in them. And when they start to drop off naturally, I'll harvest them and collect the seed and germinate them.
The staff says it's always neat to see students and visitors' reaction to what they see when they come in.
And then when they come into the greenhouse, we really see a lot of, wow, and oh my gosh, how crazy, and I've heard of that, and did you know this? And so there's like a lot of little sharing of information.
Funded through the university, donations, annual memberships, and plant sales, the gardens attract roughly 25,000 visitors each year.
Even after being here for 18 years, I will find something to learn more about and become interested in. But it's the diversity of the people here and the diversity of the experience. So, I mean, it's the kind of job that it's something that I love, and it's never boring. There's always something new.
Even though most of the outdoor plants are still dormant this time of year, you can see spring everywhere.
Even though winter seems like a downtime for the gardens, a lot of stuff is actually happening in the gardens right now. Our paper bush is blooming, we have daphne blooming, winter sweet is blooming, so things actually look really good out there right now.
And in mid to late spring, they say, this place will be bursting with color, inside and out. For Carolina Impact, I'm Jason Terzis reporting.
Thanks so much, Jason. You can find more details about the Botanical Garden at pbscharlotte.org.